WP Gears YouTube and Facebook page. We've got some exciting news. David here and Tim there. Or here. I don't know where you're at, Tim, but I just wanted to say we're super excited. We're finally getting back to doing some recording for a much overdue WP the podcast. Tim and I have done a daily podcast for a couple of years. We took a break. Actually, we took a very, very extended break because the last podcast episode we did for WP the podcast was when, Tim?
August 25th, 2019.
August 25th, 2019. That's a little bit more than just a little break.
And it wasn't intentionally meant to be this long of a break, but it's just what happened. Got busy. So now we're back. And so this is behind the scenes. If you're watching this now, part isn't going to be on the recording. So you're going to watch behind the scenes as we record, and you'll see us do our little cheesy claps to cue up our audio separately. And yeah.
And you'll get early access if you watch the live streams or the videos after the live streams, either on Facebook or YouTube. You'll get early access to the episodes that we're recording. We'll kind of give you a little bit of rundown real quick how we do this. Tim and I have 6 or 7 episodes queued up. So we have about a week's worth of episodes that we're going to record at one time. So there are going to be some claps and some quirks and some maybe even some screw ups and some start overs. The good news is that if you join us live and stuff on any of these places, we'll engage with you in between episodes. So when we're recording, we're not engaging with you. So we apologize for that, but we're super excited to be back. So yeah, I'm going to open up the YouTube link and maybe even the Facebook link just to make sure in case I hope it's probably going to distract me, isn't it, Tim?
Probably.
I should probably leave them closed. In fact, I'm going to leave them closed. If you ask us questions, we'll field them after we're done recording and stuff. We hope you join us live, and we hope you enjoy this process. So, Tim, are we ready to get started?
Yes. David, make sure on QuickTime you have the correct microphone and quality selected, high quality. Or should we do maximum? I can't remember what we normally do.
I can't remember. We're gonna find out.
I think
when our post production they'll let us know. It was different. So I've got mine set to high right now, and it is set to my microphone. So I'm assuming those were the settings that I've had since the last time we recorded. I've not used QuickTime audio recordings for anything else other than our WP the podcast.
Yep, so. Same here. Okay, yeah, we'll do that then.
Awesome. All right, are we ready?
We are ready.
What episode are we on, Tim, by the way?
612. It's on the sheet.
This will be our 612th episode that we've recorded, and we took a break. Can you believe that? It's a lot of episodes. So,
yeah. So David, you can start with the first point, and then we'll just alternate like we have done previously.
That works for me. All right, are we ready? Stretch, Tim. Stretch. Ready. Get ready. Here we go. We're live. People can see this. Come on. Oh, yeah. We're ready. Let's do it. And hitting record in 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
And it's been an insanely long time since we've recorded, but we're happy to be back. Episode 612, why Divi is still the best page builder for WordPress. We couldn't think of a better place to start than with our tried and true platform that Tim and I, obviously, if you know us, if you follow us or you listen to us, we are huge Divi enthusiasts.
Yeah, absolutely. And so since we have been away for quite some time, we're 9 months since we published our last episode, we figured we'd kind of go back to our roots, go back to some of the really core episodes since it's been a while. And so, yeah, as David mentioned, starting with Divi and talking about why it's the best page builder in the world is a great place to start out the podcast again.
And I'm going to start us off with number one. It's the most popular, has become the most popular WordPress theme in the world. Now, not only page builder, this is themes, period. You know, there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of WordPress themes in the world, and Divi has become number one. They have millions of users, and it is an insanely powerful tool that a beginner can build a website with that's never even used WordPress before, or a developer who has some chops can build anything on the planet with it. It's just a great tool.
Yeah, and like we like to say, Divi, and why it's so popular is Divi is powerful enough for professionals, but easy enough for beginners to use, and so you get the best of both worlds there. So the next reason why Divi is still the best page builder for WordPress is with its newest features within the last year and a half, 2 years maybe, it's now closed the gap with other page builders. And so there was a time that Divi had fallen a little bit behind with some of its competitors. And so some of its newest features being the theme builder. So now you can create custom headers and footers and archive pages and category pages. And then with conditional logic, you can say where you want those custom things to appear, whether it's on all pages on your default template or only on certain types of pages like blog posts or WooCommerce products, for example. And then dynamic content being another big one, the WooCommerce builder being another. So all those features that have now it's fully caught up with its competitors, and the features are actually better implementation than the competitors as well. And so that's just another reason why Divi is still the best page builder for WordPress.
Third point on our list is the Divi community is the most vibrant. They are incredible. That's actually where Tim and I met, was in Divi Facebook groups. I was fortunate enough to be a part of the very first Facebook group that Divi started, and was there from the very beginning, from when that group started, and we helped build that group up to which is now the main Elegant Themes Facebook group, for Divi. Elegant Themes manages it and stuff. But it's huge. I mean, the Divi community is amazing. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people across the groups, and they're all super helpful. I mean, they've got some of the most talented, amazing people in the world that can build anything with WordPress, and they're giving of themselves freely and their time to answer questions and to be helpful and stuff. And I think that's what makes Divi so great. And look, all of these other Facebook groups for like the competitors of Divi and other WordPress themes and stuff, they're just as helpful and stuff. But Divi was kind of the originator. It was the theme that kind of established and realized that, holy cow, there's a lot of power in the numbers, and the community it's like a microcosm of WordPress. If you've been to WordPress meetups and stuff, there are now Divi meetups all around the world and stuff. There will be a DiviCon at some point. There will be a big Divi convention that Elegant Themes puts on. And Nick, I'm putting the pressure on you. If you don't put it on soon, guess what? Tim and I might put it on. We might be the first DiviCon.
Yeah,
Who knows?
it was supposed to be this year, but there's this little thing called the coronavirus global pandemic. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah,
It's been in the news a little bit. It's kind of changed everything in terms of in-person events and conferences. So,
yeah,
um,
absolutely.
so the next reason why Divi is still the best page builder for WordPress is Divi has workflow features that allow you to drastically speed up build time. So if you're comparing Divi to its competitors, to me, this is the killer app, so to speak. This is the thing that really separates it from the pack. And all of these workflow features allowing you to do find and replace. So say, for example, you want to remove a color and replace it with the color on your entire page, you can do that with Divi. And so if you decide, you know what, I don't like that color, I want to change it to this, you can do that super quickly rather than having to go in and do that on each module. And so being able to copy stuff and paste stuff, whether it's styling or settings, being able to multiple select different things and change things all at once, there's so many different workflow features. Divi calls them efficiency tools. I tend to call them workflow features, but they're one and the same. And those are things that the competitors don't have. And that really separates Divi from the pack.
Awesome. And guess what? We've got a bonus of why Divi is still the best page builder. And it's because they've got the biggest third-party marketplace. If you're a product developer like Tim and I are have two of the most successful, well-known Divi product companies in the world. If you are a product creator, if you create plugins or themes or layouts or anything, Divi's an amazing place to do that. The audience is there. Nick and the team at Elegant Themes is very, very supportive of the third party marketplace. They've always supported it. They shout it out from the rooftops when a new product's released or launched. They have their own internal, you know, product review. They just don't do it for anyone. They have an entire team that manages that. And Elegant Themes is launching a marketplace here soon. So you don't even need to do what Tim and I needed to do originally, which was to build up an audience and build our own audience and nurture it and do all of that stuff. Elegant Themes is about to have their own marketplace, and you can submit your products there, which is huge. So another revenue stream for web developers.
Yeah, and if you're not a web developer, maybe you're just a Divi user, the benefit to having the biggest third-party market is there's always going to be plugins that will help you do more with Divi. And so Divi can't and shouldn't be able to do anything you can imagine, but third-party developers, as David mentioned, can create plugins that add features and functionality and templates and layouts and all that. And so having Divi having the biggest third-party market is there's so much out there that anything you can think of to want to be able to do, or any type of design template that you're going to need, it's going to be available already because of the biggest third-party market that exists with Divi.
Well, Tim, how does it feel to be back?
Oh, it feels amazing. That's
It
probably
does.
longer than our average episode length, but that's okay. It's the first one back in a long time.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm really glad we're back. I really hope that you enjoy. If you're watching this or if you do watch this going forward, I really, really hope you enjoy watching this process behind the scenes and stuff. So, tomorrow we've got another great topic for you, 5 SEO tips you can implement today. Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
3, 2, 1. And all right, that's people are going to give us grief for our off timing claps. They're going to laugh at us. They're like, these guys are never together, man. They're terrible. They're terrible. It's going
I
to
know,
be
right?
funny. If you're
I don't even
watching
know if
us
anyone's
live,
watching.
you get to see what Tim and I, kind of talk about and stuff. Even if you're not watching it live and you watch the recording afterwards, it ought to be still pretty interesting to you and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
So
for
let's
sure.
name the episode. Save.
Episode 612. Yeah, I'm going to get mine saved.
Me too. I'm just going to put them on my desktop for now because I don't. It's been so long. I don't remember what my workflow was, Tim. So,
I know. It's true.
new audio recording is opened up. I can close that. Oh, we need to test the recording, is what it is, don't we, Tim?
Oh, right. Yes, that is true.
Let's do this. All right. Let me test it. Hey, man, it sounds great, Tim. I'm excited. We are back. We are back. All right. Let me know when you're ready to go to the next one. I didn't even think about normally Tim and I, we can take bathroom breaks, but we're live now. I don't know if we can. Hey, Tim, we'll be back. 2-minute break. Pause. Do. We should have some kind of something going on the YouTube channel and the Facebook Live that momentarily will return.
Yeah. David, I can't remember. Is it normal? I think I'm testing my recording. It's only coming
It
out of
is. It
one
is.
audio. Okay.
It is. It is. QuickTime does that. It only
And
records one track and then it's the
they'll fix
tick
it
of
in
a
post.
box. Yeah, it's
Okay.
in post production. I mean, it's literally a
Y-
checkbox and boom, you got stereo. So it records in mono, but you can do stereo in post. It's pretty quick.
There we go. Nice.
How do we want to structure this next one? Let me see here. I'm going to do number one. I'm going to do 1 and 2. And why don't you do 3 and 4 and we can both tackle 5?
Great.
Or you can tackle 5 too. I'm okay with that too. If you're watching this live, Tim usually does the technical stuff. I do the other stuff.
Yeah.
He's our technical resident tech guy.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, you ready?
Should we mix them up? That way we can alternate.
No, I don't care. We can alternate. We just don't need to mix them up. But I mean, I'm smart enough to mix them up.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Hey,
1,
you got
2,
it?
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Boom. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Hitting record in 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome to WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
And episode 613, 5 SEO tips you can implement today. We're going to dive right into the topics. Tip 1 is start writing. It's one of the things that I yell from the rooftops to anybody that has a website that will listen to me. It's the number one thing that helped our website, aspengrovestudios.com and Divi.space, become a WordPress authority in the search engine's eyes. I didn't know this at the time. I just wanted to share my knowledge as I would learn something and I was learning WordPress. I started sharing all of this information with the world, basically, and mainly because of the Facebook groups, because we shared everything in there and people kept asking, hey, how did you fix that problem again? Let me write a blog post and then y'all can all go read it. And I don't have to keep repeating myself. Well, what ended up happening, because we were writing this content to be helpful to other web developers who kept asking the same questions over and over and over again, Google saw us as an authority in WordPress because we were solving problems and people were searching for it and stuff. And so inadvertently, we ended up becoming an authoritative, juggernaut with WordPress and page one with Divi on a lot of terms and stuff, which was kind of awesome. So long-winded, but number one, start writing today. Go.
Yeah, no, I just want to say one thing to that, David. 100% content is king. If you do nothing else on this list, do number one, start writing content. Write content that solves problems for your ideal customer. That's it. That's the SEO secret right there. The other things on this list here will help get your content seen by Google and kind of set everything up properly. But that's the number one thing. Content is king. Everything else is secondary. So yeah, I can't stress that enough. But the next thing on the list is have a proper sitemap. So as I mentioned, everything else on this list kind of just helps Google index you and find you, and you're kind of doing everything the way that they want you to structure things. That way it's easier for the user, it's easier for their search engine and all that, those types of things. And so having a proper sitemap is key, and you can use plugins like Yoast Seo or any other WordPress SEO plugin to automatically generate a sitemap, and then you submit that sitemap to Google Search Console. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But having a sitemap tells Google that this is what your website looks like from a high level view. So then it knows that, okay, here's where all of these pages are, and here's how everything falls into place.
Awesome. Number 3 on our list is have proper on-page SEO. This is title tags, meta descriptions, clear content hierarchy with internal linking. A tool that we recommend greatly is Yoast Seo. There's lots of them out there. We use Yoast. I know Tim uses Yoast. It's user-friendly. It's very easy, and it kind of it gives you the roadmap of on-page SEO, what you're wanting to do. And it also lets you know when you're kind of out of kilter. Now, you don't want to focus in on their green, red, and yellow lights. It's not the goal. I mean, if you can get it green across the board, but don't mentally mess yourself up by trying to get greens across the board. It's not really what's important. What is important is that you do have really good, clear title tags, meta descriptions, because Google cares about that. Bing cares about that stuff. So making sure that you have that content filled out on every page that you create on your website is really important. And it really only takes like a couple of minutes. This is not like 1,000-word content. This is like a paragraph and a title. It's pretty quick and easy, but important.
Yeah. And the next thing on the list, the next SEO tip that you can implement today is make sure you are using Google Search Console and Google Analytics. So, Google Search Console is basically your interface with Google for your website. For example, it's how you connect to Google search engine, it's how you submit your sitemap. So, remember, the second tip we talked about is have a good sitemap on your website using a tool like Yoast. And then you submit it with Google Search Console, and that tells Google, hey, here's my website. Here's where you can find all my pages. Here's what all the pages are about. And it basically helps Google. Also, it's where Google tells you if there's something wrong. So if there's pages that it can't get to and there's an error, like a 404 error, or maybe there's dead links or anything like that, that's where Google's going to tell you that something is wrong. You need to fix it. And of course, you want to fix it because if you want to rank well in the search engines, you want them to view your website as positively as possible. And having a bunch of errors is very negative. And so that's why Google Search Console is so important. There's other things too that we won't get into, but those are the main things that you want from an SEO perspective. Also, it's going to show you all of the search queries that people have typed in to get to your site. And so then you can kind of see how people are finding you, which is really useful information. And on that note, Google Analytics, I mentioned, is part of the SEO tip because that's how you see how people are getting to your website. You can see, okay, this one company over here is linking to your website, and they're sending you a bunch of traffic, and having a clear view of what not only how people are getting to your site, but also what your most popular pages are. So then you can know, okay, I need to spend more time over here because people really like this type of content. So I need to write more content like this. And you can let your analytics depict your marketing strategy moving forward. So that's
Yeah,
a
and
huge thing right there.
I'll give a quick short lesson and a shout out to Nick Roach at Elegant Themes. First time I met him was in Orange County, at WordCamp Orange County a few years ago. And we were a Divi company and we were Divi fanboys. And the great thing about Elegant Themes and Nick and his team is they've really just kind of embraced the community, dove in. And I'll never forget the first time I met him. We were at an Airbnb. We were all enjoying dinner. We'd met each other for the first time in real life, which is a big deal when online, when you have your online community and stuff, and then you all get to meet in person. Um, he sat down and he said, "Hey, David, why don't you open up your analytics? Let me take a look at your analytics for your website and stuff, AspenGroveStudios.com." And he started going through it and he pointed out, "Hey, look, this is your most popular content. This is why people are coming to your website. You should produce more tutorials like this because this is what people want." And at the time, I was a new web developer, and he was giving me like a crash course lesson and why this was so important, kind of what Tim was talking about. Um, it didn't go over my head, but it was lost on me a little bit because I wasn't versed well with Google Analytics and stuff. But today, our company uses it, steadfast for moving forward and producing the type of content that So this is why this is one of our 5 tips. Having those tools in place to make sure that your website can be the best website that it can be for your audience.
Yeah.
Last but not least, on 5 SEO tool tips, I'm going to read the title and then I'm going to let Tim talk more about the technical side of it,
There we
which
go.
is you need to have a fast website. Look, if your website's loading slower than molasses in the wintertime, guess what? Your visitors are leaving. And if you're on Google Analytics and you see this little thing called bounce rate, it's probably one of the reasons why they're bouncing. They're coming into your website. It's taking forever to load and they're leaving, so have a fast
Yeah.
website.
And if you think about it, Google wants what's best for the user. And as David mentioned, if your website's slow, your users are leaving. Well, for that same reason, that's why Google won't rank you, because they don't want to send people to your site if they're just going to bounce back. They'd rather send people to a site that's best the first time, that loads quickly so people can get what they want, and therefore Google's going to rank you accordingly. And so if you have a really slow website, you're not going to rank well. And so you want a really, really fast website, as fast as possible. If you tune into tomorrow's episode 614, we're going to talk about 5 ways to speed up your WordPress website right now. So tune in tomorrow and we'll actually tell you some tips on how you can do that.
All right, Tim, you did something for me. I don't have to do it. Tomorrow's episode and stuff. We hope these 5 SEO tips that you can implement today helped you out. Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
3, 2, 1. All right. So let's go ahead and title this. If you're watching us live or later this recording, you can see, what we're doing and how we're doing it. And if you ever want to start a podcast and you were wondering, hey, I wonder what I need to do or how do I need to do it? I hope this helps you because, Tim and I refined this process over a period of time. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you're not sure what's going on, we basically have, we use just QuickTime because we just need something simple. We used to use Adobe, what was the audio?
Audition.
Adobe, and it was like way too complicated for what we needed. We just need some simple audio recording. And so we record our audio separately, and then we have our podcast editor edit them together, as well as add the intro and outro. And so this way, we're not recording through Zoom, which would create a less than ideal recording quality. We're using Zoom for the conversation, but our audio gets recorded separately. Works out really well.
Yeah, sorry. I was afraid. I thought I had deleted my audio recording and we were going to have to record that one over. Look, that wouldn't be the first time that's ever happened to Tim and I.
Definitely not.
We're going to be fully transparent. We have, if there could be a mistake that's been made, guess what? We have made those mistakes.
More than once.
More than once. That's right. Let me check my recording. Yeah, my settings haven't changed. All right, Tim, are we ready for the next one? I turned on some lights and stuff, Tim, because I'm trying to, I noticed on YouTube, I went ahead and opened it up because, you know me, I'm curious and I want to know. So yeah. It says 2 people's watching now, so I'm not really sure who the second person is, but
it's me.
It might be Tim and I. It's Tim.
Oh,
hey, Tim.
I was watching it, but I closed it. I just wanted to make sure it was streaming.
It is, and I just noticed my lighting was a little bit off and stuff. So if you're watching live and seeing me walk around and stuff, I'm perfecting the lighting. This is helping us on more levels than just one. So I think, long term it'll help us out. Ready to jump into the next one, Tim?
Yeah, you can start. I'll do, and then we'll go every other.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, and hitting record in 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
And today in episode 614, we're going to talk about 5 ways to speed up your WordPress website right now. Boom.
Right
Do
now.
These things. You're going to have the fastest WordPress website in the world. I'm just kidding. Don't take me literally, but it's a good topic to cover.
Yeah. And to be clear, this isn't absolutely everything that you can do to make your website faster, but these are the 5 things that you want to start with because these will make the biggest difference.
Number 1 on our list, and probably one of the most important, if not the most important one, is good hosting. Hosting matters, folks. Tim and I have been preaching this from the rooftop for years. If you're serious about your business, you need to be serious about your hosting. Hosting is the foundation of everything. And guess what? Not all hosts are created equal. They're just not. Bluehost, HostGator, they're cheap. They're going to save you some money, but you're going to be on there with everybody and their grandma sucking up resources. And no matter how much you optimize your website, if you're on their shared hosting plans, you're probably not going to be that fast.
Yeah, that is 100% true. And it all kind of starts from there. You want good, reliable hosting, because if you do all the other things we talk about, it will help even on bad hosting, but it won't be as reliable or consistent. And so, tomorrow's episode, we're going to talk about shared hosting versus VPS and dedicated. And we're going to talk about why cheap shared hosting is not good. And so, tune in tomorrow for that. But the next thing on our list is have a solid cache solution. So WordPress is a database driven CMS, which means it uses MySQL databases to store content. And so every time you load a new page on the site, it's going to the database to make sure it has the most recent and updated version of the post. And so, or if you're on like an archive page and you're pulling in blog posts, it's going to go and make sure you have all the most recent of all the different post types and everything. So there's a lot that happens behind the scenes that can make a WordPress website very slow out of the box. But if you use a cache plugin, what it does is it essentially takes a picture of your website, a static version instead of the dynamic version, and it will serve that version to the user instead. And so for a normal website, like a brochure style website, when you have a lot of content that's not really changing a lot, it works out really well. And like 99% of your website can be cacheable, and it makes your website drastically faster. And so there's a lot of really, really great cache plugins out there. If you're using Divi, you definitely want to check out Divi Rocket. It's by my good friend David here and his team. Divi Rocket is made for Divi, which means it does some stuff behind the scenes specifically to cater to the way that Divi stores content and styling and stuff like that. So Divi Rocket over at divi.space. Some other good ones out there, WP Rocket, W3 Total Cache. There's a lot. I mean, I think WP Fastest Cache. There's so many different ones out there. But if you're using Divi, definitely look at Divi Rocket because it's made specifically for Divi.
Number 3 on our list is image optimization. Image optimization is very important. One of the main causes that can slow any website down is large images. I remember when I was brand new building websites, I would take a picture of something that I wanted, and I'd load it on the website, and it was 6,000 by 3,000, and it was several megabytes, 20 megabytes in size.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll realize how big that image is. You want your images to be around the 50 to 75 kilobyte size, and I was loading up 20 megabyte images, and I had multiple because of course it was in my gallery, and I wanted it to look good. So your images can look good and look great on normal sizes designed for the website and stuff. So remember to optimize your images. You can use Photoshop. They've got some really awesome tools in there that are going to allow you to optimize the images for the web. They're going to allow you to, if you have multiple images, you can bulk edit and stuff. That's what I used to do years ago.
Yeah.
Whenever I did image optimization, there's probably even quicker and better tools today that you can use. Just Google image optimization website, WordPress, and you're probably going to come up with a ton of them. Plus all of the plugins that do on page, on website image optimization, like Smush at our good friends WPMU Dev have a fantastic plugin that does that. We have a free one in the repository, and I can't even remember the damn name of it right now, Tim.
Yeah.
While you're on number 2, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search it. It's Squish. Yeah. I think it's Squish.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm going to go look now. I mean, I don't want to be lying to you guys. So.
Yeah, no, WP Smush Pro by WPMU Dev is a great plugin because it's a set and forget type of thing. And so I still recommend, as David mentioned, using Photoshop and resizing and compressing that way. But you put WP Smush Pro on your website, it uses the WPMU Dev servers to do the image compression, and it'll even resize it too. So if you have it a 5,000 pixel wide photo and you forgot to resize it before uploading, it'll actually not just compress it from a lossless standpoint, but it will also resize the dimensions to be whatever you specify to be your max width and height, which is really helpful.
Yeah, and it is Squish, WP Squish, and it is legit. It's check it out. It does a lot of stuff that a lot of the other image compression, plugins do. And guess what? It costs you Zippo, $0. Go download it in the WordPress repository.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. The next one on our list, the fourth way to speed up your website right now is to use only good plugins. So go do a plugin audit and look at plugins that might be slowing down your website. In another episode, we'll talk about how to actually do that. But you want to only use good, solid plugins that are well coded, as well as custom code. So it doesn't matter if it's in plugin form or if it's custom code you've added to your child theme. If it's not written well, it can slow down your site. If it's super JavaScript heavy and it's pulling in all these external resources, it can really, really slow down your site too. And so you have to look at that. A good cache plugin can help circumvent some of that. But if you have a plugin that's conflicting with another plugin, it can really slow things down, even on the server side too. So that's something that you really want to look out for.
Number 5, and our final 5 ways to speed up your WordPress website right now, is database optimization. Tim normally takes the tech topics, but we have a bonus in there, and it's another tech topic. So I'll let him clean up whatever I'm going to say about the database optimization if he feels the need to. But like Tim said, and we described earlier in this episode on the cache part of it, WordPress is made up of databases and MySQL databases. Well, those databases can get cluttered, and they can actually grow in size. Trust me, I know. We've had our website grow in size massively through the database and stuff. And we have to periodically go in and clean up those database tables and stuff so that our website remains fast and it stays that way. There are plugins that are going to do this for you. If you're versed with WordPress databases and stuff, you can clean them up yourself pretty easily. But database optimization is our 5th way to speed up your WordPress website.
Yeah, and the bonus way to speed up your website is to use a CDN. It's an acronym for Content Delivery Network. And the reason why this is a bonus reason is it's probably not something that you need on every website. But if you have an online business or you have a blog and you want people from all over your country or all over the world to be able to view your content, then a CDN might be a good choice, because what it does is a CDN network is a network of servers, and it will offload different parts of your website, such as the images, such as your style sheets and JavaScript files, and it will load those heavy parts of your website from those servers based off of whatever one is closest to the user. And so those things like images and big style sheets and stuff like that typically is what takes a long time to load. And so by having the CDN network use a server that's closer to the user and load those parts of your website from there, it actually speeds up the time that it takes to get to the user and load the site. So it's pretty technical, but you can check out Max CDN. Cloudflare is another form of a CDN. There's some other ones out there, but a CDN can be a great way, particularly if you have an online business and you want people from all over the world viewing your website.
Awesome. Well, that was 5 ways to speed up your WordPress website right now. Tomorrow, we've got another great topic, as we mentioned, shared hosting versus VPS versus dedicated. VPS meaning virtual private server. And we're going to kind of walk in, to what each one of those are, the pros and the cons of each, and which one you may want to choose for your business and stuff. So, Tim, until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.
3, 2, 1. Boom. Tim, I'm going to make a special request here.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has really enjoyed watching the live stream, but I think it's time to end the live stream, because I'll be transparent. I have to use the restroom. This water over here that I'm drinking between talking and stuff, yeah, I gotta go. So
and you're standing, so gravity, it just kicks in quicker.
It's kind of going. So, we're gonna end this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're gonna do this more and more and more. So yeah, check us out when WP Gears goes live. We're gonna also individually edit each one of these episodes and put them up on our YouTube as well. And we're gonna make them We're going to transcribe them as well if you're hearing impaired, or if you have any type of impairment at all. We're going to make it available and stuff. So,
Yeah. Or if you just
oh,
like to be able to read through it quickly and,
yeah,
you prefer to consume content that way.
awesome. Well, Tim, signing off for the live stream. Until the next live stream. Thanks for watching.
Take care.